considering hollow shapes now. Hollow shapes are such as boxes and pipes have space inside them. So this box has a space inside, this pipe has a space inside, so that makes it an hollow shape. The volume of materials in a hollow object is found by subtracting the volume of the space inside from the volume of the space of the shape as if it were solid. Now let's look at this example. An open rectangular box is made of wood 1 centimeter thick. If the external dimensions of the box are 42 centimeter long, 32 centimeter wide, and 15 centimeter deep, calculate the volume of wood in the box. Now, if this happens to be the box, so they say the box is, we were told that the box is 42 centimeter long, 42 centimeter long, 32 centimeter wide, and 15 centimeter deep. So, and the thickness of the box is what? 1 centimeter. So that means the thickness of this, like this, that is made of the wood is 1 centimeter. So if we look at it, the external dimension will be what? 42 centimeter by 32 centimeter by 15 centimeter. But for the internal dimension, if from here to here is 32, which is same thing as from this place to this place, and you realize that from here to here is 1 centimeter. If we remove 1 centimeter out of 32 here and another 1 centimeter this side, so the remaining side will not be what? 30 centimeter. So 32 minus 1 here, minus 1 making 31, minus another 1 here making 37. So the breadth here will be 30. Now if from this place to this place is 42, as you have seen, and we are told that thickness is also 1 centimeter. So if we remove the 1 centimeter of this thickness from 42 this side, and the 1 centimeter from 42 this side also, that means 1 plus 1 is 2. 42 minus 2 will give us what? 40 centimeter. So it means the length and the breadth of the inside of the box is now 40 and 30 centimeter. Now if you look at the eye, you realize that what? If from here to this place is 15, and it is only the bottom that is covered, the top is open rectangular box. So since it's open at the top but closed at the bottom, so you realize that well, if from here to this place is 1 centimeter, the thickness of the wood, so the remaining 15 minus 1 will give us what? 14. So the internal dimension will give us 14, 30, and 40. So to look for the area of, they calculate the volume of the wood in the box. So to do that, you need to look for the volume of the external box, look for the volume of the internal box, then you now subtract it to get the volume of the wood that is used. So external dimension is what? 42 centimeter long, 32 centimeter wide, and 15 centimeter deep. 32 centimeter wide and 15 centimeter deep. The external volume will now be 42 times 32 times 15 give us 20,160 centimeter cube. For the internal dimension, that would be 40 times by 30 by 14. So which is what? The internal volume will be 40 times 30 times 14, which is 16,800 centimeter cube. So to now look for the volume of the wood will now be the external volume minus internal volume. External volume is 20,160 minus internal volume is 16,800, which will give us 3,360 centimeter cube. Now let's look at the second example. Find the mass of a cylindrical iron pipe 2.1 meter long and 12 centimeter in external diameter. If the metal is 1 centimeter thick and the density of density 7.8 grams per centimeter cube, take pi to be 22/7. We know from the formula of density, density is for mass over volume. So to get the mass, we need to look for the density times, of course, multiply the volume. So in the question, we are given the density, but we don't know the volume. So we must first of all know the volume of the material. So to calculate the volume of the material, now if you look at the pipe, the external parameter below, the diameter is what, 12 centimeter, then the height is what, 2.1 meters. Then you realize that the thickness of this pipe is 1 centimeter thick. So if you remove one up, one down from 12, we are going to get 10 centimeter. So from there, the external dimension is what, the diameter of the external is what, 12 centimeter. Radius will give us what, 12 divided by 6 by 2. 12 divided by 2 will give us 6 centimeter. So the height is taken to be what? The big height is taken to 2.5 meter. Since this unit is in centimeter, we must convert this also to centimeter. Multiply it by 100, you get 210 centimeter. Now, you are going to look for the internal dimension. The dimension is what? The diameter is what? 10. So if the diameter is 10, so that means the radius will be what? 10 divided by 2, which is 5 centimeter. So the vertical height is now what? 2.1 centimeter, 2.1 meter, which is same thing as 210 centimeter. Now, we need to know the volume of the external volume. The external volume, that's pi r squared h. Pi is 22/7 times the radius of the big circle, which is for 6 times 6 times the height, which is for 210. So this will give us 23,760 centimeter cube. Now you now look for the internal volume. To get the internal volume, which is what, pi r squared h also. Pi is 22/7 times the radius will now be this 10 divided by 2, which is for 5 centimeter. 5 times 5 times the height is 210 centimeter, which will give us 16,500 centimeter cube. So volume of the iron block, external volume minus internal volume. Subtract the answers, we get 7,260 centimeter cube. So the question says that what? Find the mass. So since you are told to look for the mass, so that means to get the mass, it will be what? Density times the volume. The mass is what? Density times the volume. So just substitute. Density is what? You are having the density to be 7.8 times the volume 7,260, which will give us 15,628 grams, which is 56.628 kilograms, same thing as 57 kilograms. For the work practice, an open concrete tank is internally 1 meter wide, 2 meter long and 1.5 meter deep. The concrete being 10 centimeter thick, calculate the capacity of the tank in liters. B, the volume of the concrete used in meter cube. Then number 2. A fish tank is in the shape of an open glass container, 30 centimeter deep, with a base 16 centimeter by 17 centimeter. This measurement being external, if the glass is open 7.5 centimeter thick and its mass is 3 grams per centimeter cube, find A, the capacity of the tank in liters, the mass of the tank in kilogram. Make sure you like, subscribe and comment on this